Hello all. For the record, I'm Tom, and this is Melissa, in case there was any confusion there. I am the Chief Juvenile Probation Officer with the 2nd Judicial District, Butte Silver Bowl, and we are here today to talk about community partnerships that we have with Melissa and the Grad Coach program within our district. Melissa is going to go into a little more detail on the other partnerships within the school and community partnerships as well.
We believe it takes a village to raise a child. Currently in our school, we have an attendance officer that works with the dean and myself to get kids back into school, see where they've been. They are sent around to summons. Some serve lunch detention. Some students serve some community service hours in our school to get out of that trouble. In addition, the school counselors work very closely with me to refer the students they feel are in high need of the Graduation Matters program. We communicate on the classes, the reason why they need to work with me, and what I can do to benefit them and further their education. In addition, the teachers also work with me and giving me the work that the students are missing to get them back on track. The SRO is visible in our school on a daily basis. He walks the halls, he goes into classrooms. The students know he is there to help them, that he's not the bad guy. In addition, he gets a recurrent truancy offenders, goes to their houses and sees why they're not in school or why they may be dropping out of high school. The CSCT is right in our school also. It's a great intervention. We have some students that may fall apart on days. Instead of sending them home or getting them outside of school, they're able to go right downstairs into the CSCT, regroup, get themselves together, and then come back to class and get back on track. In addition, they're able to refer them to outside agencies for some help when they're not in our walls during the day. This is a picture of my classroom. There is teamwork and it's a comfort zone for a lot of kids. Some students are having a bad day. Their teachers let them just come in and work with me during the day, give them their work. The students work online to recover credits they may have not passed in the past. They build relationships in this room. They work together. They motivate each other in the classroom. I feel that when they build relationships in the classroom, not only am I trying to get them to school, some of their peers are trying to get them to school too. They know they're all in our room for a reason, trying to get us to the graduation portion of life. And I do call them my kids. I always say my kids because I feel like we need each other to get through each day. Volunteers, I had some students that needed several community service hours and they could not receive them in our community, so they came with me and volunteered through YMCA basketball. They were positive role models and they were able to be looked up at. And they were proud of their accomplishment of teaching kids what to do and that the kids smiled and listened to them also. They were comfortable in the situation and proud. This is a picture of my classroom. I have pictures of my kids, my family, also of drawings that my children have done for me. I feel that if the kids know more about me, they'll let me in to know more about them. It's all about the trust and rapport in the classroom, and I truly know everybody's parents, friends, their group they run with. I can find out everything about each other. In our room, we celebrate birthdays, we celebrate a graduation. Some of these kids do not get to do that at home, so we want to show them turning 17 is an accomplishment. We're proud of you. We graduated. We had a big party for the kids because some kids weren't able to afford or have a graduation party, so we did celebrate that with just in our little classroom with other kids. GradPoint is the online credit recovery program we're currently using. It's powered by Pearson. The kids are able to take online courses at their independent pace to try to recover courses they've maybe failed in the past, and they do that within my classroom and at home. They also have the opportunity to do it before or after school. Currently in summer school, we are using GradPoint also. Youth probation funds through a grant, part of my position through the Butte School District. I work very closely with probation on trying to get kids in school, tracking where they're at, making sure they're passing their classes. We're really closely with Tom. I fill out paperwork that goes through probation on each student. Every day I track their attendance. Community support. These are not just students in our classroom. They are also employees. They're community members. So I think it's important that as educators we go to their place of work to show them that we're respectful, how we act in public, that we do not live in the school. We do go out in the community also. And it's important to know that we support them and what they're doing. Some of these students are working 20 hours a week, so they leave school, go right to work. Some of the places that they work are Papa Murphy's, Pizza Hut, The Y, and Murdoch's, which are great about working around schedules. If they have to stay after school, I can write a note, they can bring it into work, and they're working very closely with us to get these kids their high school diplomas. Next is free coffee. A lot of students are tardy for school because they swung by Starbucks, the line was long, so they end up getting truancy announcements. I went to Starbucks and asked them if I could maybe have some free coffee cards because the students seemed to give them great business. They were willing to give me coffee cards, so with kids whose improved attendance or grades, I was able to give them these cards where they could go use Starbucks on their own time. Human Resource Council this year helped us with housing and job opportunities. I had a student become homeless in the middle of the year. They helped him get an apartment and also provided him a job so he could help pay minimum rent. In addition, we have financial aid assistance team right in our school. Skylar works with the kids on getting them, filling out the paperwork and helping them best he can. The parents and the guardians, when I cannot find these students, I usually try to call their parent and they can usually track them on their iPhones or figure out where they're at and they're able to get them back to school. I work very closely with a lot of the parents and they're on my speed dial daily. I will call also in the mornings if they do not arrive at school. I will make sure I contact them immediately to see where they're at. For attendance purposes, a lot of these kids are in my program because they just miss a lot of school. So we do home visits. We'll go to the house to see what's going on, why we haven't seen them, send text message, email, and make several phone calls to see what we can do. If they won't answer when I call, I'll have maybe a student call them to kind of throw them off, and they will answer, and we'll try to get them back to school. Here's some 6-word stories about the program. These kids were more timid. They didn't want anybody to know it was them, but students become responsible in their education. This program rocks my socks off. If you dream it, you do it. Johnson is awesome as a possum, and come to school, graduation matters, kids. And I say that every time they make an excuse, I'll say that. Town Pump, this student dropped out in February, the day he turned 18. He was gonna work a full-time job, get an apartment. He, with the help of Town Pump employer, we were able to get him back in school, and he graduated the class of 2015. Thank you.